All right, fourth grade. Now we're going to move on to our Tuesday page. We're looking at equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions, we've got to be able to know if we have 3/8, how many 24ths is that equal to? See the equal sign? So what we do is we're going to learn how to do these because we need to know how to do these for fifth grade math. We're going to do a lot of this in fifth grade. So we need to change this bottom to become a 24. This is the denominator, and we're going to change the denominator to become a 24. We're going to have to go up. Yes, we're getting bigger. The denominator number is getting bigger. So we are going to be multiplying in order to get bigger. 8 times what? What do we do 8 times what to get a 24? So you can look in your multiplication chart. Okay, 8 times what gives us 24? There's the 24. It's 8 times 3. So here's the rule with fractions. If I change the bottom, the denominator, to become a 24, I also have to change the top. That's the numerator. What did I do to the bottom? I did times 3. If I did times 3 to the denominator, I have to do times 3 to the numerator. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do the top. That's the rule. So if the 8 became a 24, that means the 3 is going to become a what? 3 times 3 is 9. Okay? More practice with these in IXL is 7CY. Okay, let's look at problem number 2. Number 2 is bracelets and beads, and it's kind of an input-output table. So if you're going in as a bracelet and you come out as beads, what happened to you? Well, you got bigger. 2 bracelets is equal to 24 beads. So what did they do to the 2 to become a 24? They could have added, but if I add 12 to 2, okay, so is it beads? We have to find the right rule that's down here, okay? What is the relationship? This wants us to start with beads down here to get the bracelets. So if I start with beads and I do times 2, does that give me the bracelet? So let's try this first one. If I start with 24 beads and I do 24 times 2, does that give me the bracelet number? If I do 24 times 2, am I going to come up with 2? No, that can't possibly be right. So we're going to cross that one out. If I started out with beads, which is 24, and I divided by 2, 24 divided by 2, does that give me 2? Well, let's check it. We're going to look on row 2 because it's dividing by 2. I'm looking right here at this 2. Divide by 2. So look on row 2, go find the 24. Does it give me with 12 bracelets? No, that's not right either. Okay. So if I do beads times 12, does that give me the bracelets? Nope, that's not right. If I did 24 beads times 12, it's not going to give me 2 bracelets. That's not right either. Okay. What if I did beads plus 12? 24 beads plus 12. 24 plus 12 more is not going to get smaller. It should get bigger. So that's not correct either. There's another typo. See, we're just finding all kinds of typos in these problems. Okay, it should be that we start with our beads and we should divide by 12. Okay, 24 divided by 12. Let's try it. Here's 12, and I'm going to go to the 24, and if I do 24 divided by 12, does it give me the 2 bracelets? Yes. So it should have been beads divided by 12 equals bracelets. So see, they didn't even give you the right math problem. Okay, so this should be your answer. Here's another reason why you want to follow along with the videos and actually watch the videos, or you'd have never known that that problem was wrong. Okay, Let's look at number 3. Write and solve an equation to represent the area model. Oh my goodness, we did area models, didn't we? We did a lot of area models. Okay, so we're going to look at these side numbers and the numbers on the bottom. They put the numbers on the bottom this time instead of putting them on the top. You can do that too, but it doesn't really matter. We need to figure out the math problem, okay? We're going to figure out the math problem. So what is 10 plus 8 together? 10 plus 8, that's 18. So we know we're multiplying by 18 on the side, yes? 18 times whatever we have over here on this side. What is 10 plus 10 more plus 7? 10 plus 10 plus 7. Well, 10 plus 10 is 20. 20 plus 7 more would be 27. So we're multiplying by 27. So now all we have to do is actually solve it to figure out our answer. So remember how we did this? We did this number times the, well, we used to write them on the top. And if you need to write it at the top so it's not confusing you, you can do that. 10 times 10, you put the 2 zeros down. Remember how we did this? 2 zeros, and then 1 times 1 is 1. Is this coming back to you now? Okay, now we're going to do the same thing here. 10 times whatever's on the top. 10 times 10. Okay, there's 2 zeros again, and then 1 times 1 is 1. Now, 10 times the 7 to fill in this box. 10 times 7. There's an egg. Lay the egg. That leaves us with a 1. 7 times the 1. That's a 7. Okay, now let's go down to this next row. We're doing 8 times the 10. 8 times the 10, that's 80. Then 8 times this 10, that's another 80. Then 8 times that 7. 8 times 7. Get out that chart. If you don't have a multiplication chart made, you need to watch the video that I posted several weeks ago on how to make a multiplication chart. You need one, okay? You need a multiplication chart. 8 times 7. 8 times 7 is 56, okay? 56. All right. Now all you have to do is add up all of those together to get your answer. And I'm going to let you do that part by yourself. Okay, you're going to add up all of these squares together to get your final answer. Okay, let's look at problem number 4. Which two lines are perpendicular? Oh my goodness, it's been a while since we've done these. Perpendicular. We need 2 pencils. If you remember, when we did all of this, we used 2 pencils. Now, perpendicular is not parallel, so it's not a pair of L's. That's not what perpendicular meant. Remember, the word perpendicular meant perfect cross or perfect corners. We need to find 2 of these lines that are perpendicular. We need to find 2 lines that are perpendicular to the line TU. So where is line TU? There's line TU right there. See the TU. There's TU. Now what we have to do is we have to find 2 other lines that are perpendicular, that make a perfect cross. So if I lay this on VW, is that perpendicular to the green pencil, which is TU? That's not perpendicular. This is parallel. Parallel. We need perpendicular, the perfect cross. Well, this line right here looks like it would be. What line is that? That is line TV. So you would write TV, and you put the line symbol above it. Okay, TV. That's 1, but we need 2, so that means there must be another one. So let's look. There's the other one. What line is this? It's UW. So we write UW, and we put the line symbol above it. These 2 lines are perpendicular to TU. Okay, if you want more practice with these, practicing the words parallel and perpendicular and all of that, that's 8VQ. Okay, there's IXL skill code 8VQ if you need more work on perpendicular and parallel because you've forgotten all about it. So go there, okay? There is an IXL skill practice code for the area model. Area model, if you want more practice with area model because you've forgotten how to do it, that's ALX ASZ. ASZ. That's the skill code in IXL to take you to area model practice problems. Okay, now here we go. We've got elapsed time, and this is one thing that we did not cover in class. We never got to elapsed time. So we're going to use a sheet of notebook paper, and we're going to learn how to do elapsed time. Okay, so you need to start. It says a movie ended at 7:34. So I'm going to use the rows going this way on my notebook paper. It ended at 7:34. So 7:34. So I'm just using the lines on my notebook paper. It says the movie lasted 2 hours and 13 minutes. So we need to subtract all of that from this, but we're going to subtract it one part at a time. So we're going to subtract the 2 hours first, which means we need to go backwards in time. So if I start it, if my movie ended at 7:35 and I go backwards 1 hour, just one, that's going to put me at 6:34. Now I need to go back one more hour. That's going to put me at 5:34. Okay, so there's 1 hour and there's 2 hours that we just took away. Okay. Now I've got to take away the 13 minutes, but I'm going to start with the first 10 minutes right here. I'm going to start with this tens place. So I'm going to leave my hours alone because I'm going to take away one of these tens. Okay, so that stays the same, but my 10 is going to go backwards just one, and this one's going to stay the same. Okay, so now I've taken away the 10. Now I need to take away the 3 minutes. So this was 10 minutes that I just took away. Okay. Now my hour stays the same. My tens are going to stay the same. Now I'm going to take away these 3 ones, the 3 single minutes. So if I had 4 and I take away 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, that's going to leave me with 1 minute. So there I just took away the last 3 minutes. Here's where you show the 2 hours you took away and the 10 and the 3, the 13 minutes that we took away. What time does the movie start? The movie starts at 5:21. We will be doing some more of these because there'll be more on these pages. So we're just going to do those together, okay? All right, elapsed time problems. If you want to practice on your own on IXL, that's TUH. There's your skill code to go on to IXL and practice those. All right, let's look at this last one. We're just going to practice adding and subtracting money. But remember, you have to line up your decimals. So let's do the first one together. We're going to do 59.63. And we have to line up this decimal. So put your decimal down first. Then we have 97. And we have 55. And it wants us to add them. So you need to line them up just like this. You need to do your math. Remember to regroup when necessary to get your correct answer. All right, now we have this math problem. Again, we've got to line up our decimals. We cannot work these problems side by side like this. We've got to line up the decimals. So we line them all up, and then we need to subtract. Now, how do we take away? We take away on tickets. Please do not forget your tickets, because when you don't, you have a tendency to try to subtract backwards. And I don't like it when you subtract backwards, so please make sure that you are using your tickets. Can I pay a ticket of 2 when I have 5? Yes, I can. I don't need to do any borrowing because I have plenty. If you do your tickets, you'll subtract correctly every time, and you'll borrow and regroup when you're supposed to and not when you're not supposed to. So use those tickets. All right, finish out those 2 problems. If you want more practice on adding and subtracting money amounts, which is basically what this is, you can go to IXL and practice skill code 3Y6. All right, I will be looking on IXL to see if you've practiced any of those, and we will see you on the next lesson. Stay safe.